Welcome in this week. We've got another exciting update for you for the Rutherford County real estate market. Not only are we going to talk about what's happening this week in the market, we're also going to look at some motivation, how sellers are feeling about this market. We're going to look at mortgage rates, what they are doing. And also Zillow has updated their forecast, home pricing forecast. So we're going to look at that and see how that affects Nashville, Franklin, and Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Hi, I'm John Turner. I'm the team lead of the Turner Victory Team at Onward Real Estate. I bring this information to you every week. I know that numbers are not everybody's favorite thing. I get that. I'm just one of those unique people, I think. But I try to break this down in such a way that it makes sense to you. I hope we do that. If you're receiving value from this, and I do know that we have a lot of agents, real estate agents that are watching this, a lot of our clients watch this, and also just a lot of our friends. Also, we know that there's people looking to move into Murfreesboro, Tennessee and Rutherford County, Tennessee. And I know y'all are looking at this information, and also just people who are looking to move within Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. This information should be helpful to you as well. But if you're finding this useful, please click the subscribe button. That helps us out. It helps us out with the algorithms with YouTube. Also, if there's any other information that you would like to hear, that you would like for us to bring each week to you, please comment about that information, and we will certainly see what we can do. And if you find this information helpful, at least comment down there and say, hey, it's helpful. So we would appreciate that as well. So let's go ahead and get my face off the screen, or at least to a corner of the screen here, and let's jump into the stats for this week. So this is what we've got. 1,564 homes are available on the market this week in Rutherford County. There's 116 new listings this week. I will tell you that I monitor this every day, and there was one particular builder that I did not count the number of listings, but they probably added 15 to 25 listings this week. Not sure whether the houses are actually available or whether they're just starting construction on them or what. So, but that number would have been impacted by that one particular builder. Had 104 pendings this week, so 104 homes went under contract. 62 closed this week. Now, this is the next to last week, or next week will be the last week of the month, basically. So usually it's that last week where we see a spike in the closings. 71 homes were expired or canceled, and we had 1,333 homes sell in Rutherford County over the past 6 months. Past 3 months. Currently, this week, we've had 6.65% of the homes that are on the market actually go under contract. So let's see how that looks as far as our charts go. Let's look at the new listings first, and you can see that even though we had that builder throwing some extra inventory on the market, that put us at 116 listings this week versus 146 last week. This is up over last year. I'm sorry, the 146 was last year. This puts us up over last year a little bit, or last week a little bit, but still not near the numbers we saw last year. I will get my weeks and years figured out here in a second. So pending home sales, we pended 104 this week. This time last year, we pended one. Let me see here. That's not wanting to pick it up because I'm in the way there. 126. So 126 versus 104 this week, and we are also down from last week as well. Month supply. If you look at this, let's get that back over there. We're at 3.52 month supply. That is up. You have to go back to late first quarter, early second quarter of the year to see us at 3.52 month supply. So that has increased. You notice last year we saw an increase as well, but we're seeing a little bit of a spike here. It'll be interesting to see if that continues to move forward or not. Let's look at let's look at the available inventory, and this is a track for this year. And if we go back 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Is that 18 weeks, I think it is, that we've been above 1,500 available homes. Only once have we exceeded 1,600, just barely. So basically, if you are a buyer in Rutherford County, you could see the stability. You could see that there's about 1,500 to 1,600 homes each week that are available, that sellers have out there that they would love for you to purchase. You have some leverage. Sellers, you have competition, okay? Homes are selling, but not at the rate they were. You do not have all the leverage now. You need to pay attention to your competition. You need to realize that there's over 1,500 homes that you're competing with. Now, they're all not in your price range. I get that, but it's still a market where you need to be prepared to make some concessions. Could be coming off the price, could be closing costs, could be a number of things actually. So anyway, just that's what the market is doing. If you look at the pendings, this time last year, we pended 10% of the market. Okay. This year, 6.6%. So, because pendings aren't as high as what they were last year, and inventory is higher than what it was last year. So, even though we do have sales going on, it's not nearly as much as what we had, percentage of the market as we had this time last year. Let's look at some good news now. Remember, we look at the 30-year fixed rate mortgage, and we look at the average across the United States. This is not the loan or the mortgage rate that you are going to get. Why not? We tell you this every week, just about. Your mortgage rate will be dependent upon your credit score. It will be dependent upon the type of loan you get, how much you're putting down, and a number of different factors, okay? But we look at the 30-year fixed rate just to let us see what the trends are doing with mortgages right now. And they are trending in the right direction, thank heavens. If you look at, you go all the way back to May 29th, and we've seen a steady decline. This week, we ended the week at average rate of 6.19%. That's the lowest we've seen all year. As a matter of fact, that's the lowest we've seen in 12 months. You have to go back to October 4th of 2024 to see anything lower, and it was slightly lower. If we go back here in May, it was 6.89. It's 6.19 right now. That's a 0.7% drop in just a few months. So that affects your payment. Depending on your price range, that could be, $50, $70, $100, $200, $300 a month, maybe even more than that, depending on your price range. So that is true savings for you if you're looking to buy a home. Based upon this information, and we teased this a little bit at the start, but Zillow has updated their forecast. And what they have looked at is, people make forecasts all the time, and who knows whether it's they're on target or off target or what. But they have updated their forecast, and I will tell you, I have actually pulled up the wrong map here, and that's okay. No, there it is. Okay, it is here. Sorry. Let me get that back up here. So they are forecasting that the Nashville market, that's Nashville, Franklin, Murfreesboro, Tennessee real estate market, is going to see a 2.1% increase in home values over the next year. I don't know whether that's right or wrong. Zillow doesn't know whether it's right or wrong. That's the reason why they have to revise things, because the economy changes all the time. And really, we're looking more at trends than we are the actual percentage. If you'll remember back 3 or 4 or 5 weeks ago, I talked about all the appreciation that we had in 2020, 2021, and 2022, and about where, if we would have seen normal appreciation, where we would be right now price-wise versus what we saw, and what I thought it would take for us to get back on track. And one of the things I brought up is I certainly did not see us continuing at the normal 4.5%, 5% appreciation. It's unsustainable with the way that the wages are doing right now. So I thought we would see either flat, basically prices flat, or maybe a slight appreciation or a slight depreciation. And I will tell you what Zillow is predicting here is basically what I'm thinking as well. So we will see prices may go up a little bit. They may go down just a little bit, but no crashes, no huge increases, just kind of staying where we are a little bit. So, and that's going to be good because I did read a report. I have not, or I read a blurb. I have not checked out the report yet, but saw that wages in our area have gone up 7 to 8% over the past year. If that's the case, with wages going up, mortgage rates going down, and home prices staying fairly flat, homes are becoming more affordable. It took a little while for us to get into this mess, even though it seemed like it happened overnight with COVID and everything. But it took a little while. It took 2.5 years. So some of the correction is what we're seeing, and it will take a little while as well. But I will tell you that if you're looking to buy a home, don't give up hope. As a matter of fact, we're starting to see a lot of people jump back into the market now because things are becoming more affordable for you. Speaking of buyers, let's look at where buyers are coming from, or how many buyers are out there. Let's look. I'll pull this up real quick in Rutherford County. And let me see here. Let me put a 3-year time lapse on this. And what I want to look at is I want to look at showings right here. And want to see how many buyers are out there right now per listing. This is just all across the board. There's 2 places where we have this showing information. It's not an overlap. It's actually 2 things that you kind of have to add up. One of them is real tracks here. The other one is showing time. So we're going to look at both of those. But right now, across the board, in September 2025, if a home were on the market for that month, that home would have seen about 4.83 showings per listing. Okay, so a little above 1 a week. We can go back to September of 2024, and we're seeing about 6.69 showings. So almost 2 more showings per month per listing. So that's interesting. If I come over here to showing time and scroll down here, I'm looking at Murfreesboro and Smyrna here. This is 2025 information, all this right here on the far right-hand side. We're seeing, about 6.5 showings per listing. If I go back, same information, but for 2024, we're seeing 7.5 to 8 showings for the most part per listing. Now the 700s, for some reason, they were really getting a lot of showings there. But basically, the real tracks and showing time are reflecting that we are receiving about 1.5 to 2 showings less per month per listing this year than what we saw this time last year. So what is that doing to sellers? How do sellers feel about that? Well, I can tell you, if we look at Rutherford County and what's going on with the sellers, they have now become motivated, according to these stats. And if you look at this motivation score up here, what they do is they take into account the urgency, using days on market, number and speed of price cuts, and size of cuts at both property and market levels. So basically, they're using that information to say, are these sellers in this particular market motivated? And Rutherford County is. As a matter of fact, you can see right here that 41% of all homes that were on the market have received a price cut. It was just 4 or 5 weeks ago, that number was at 38. So I can see that, just see it right there in black and white, that sellers are getting more motivated. If you look at Murfreesboro City, the motivation factor is actually a little bit higher. There's a little bit more competition there, and it's a little bit higher. And if you look down here, actually 42% of all the homes that are on the market have received a price cut. So that's the information that we have. That's the numbers that we have. Okay, as you know, I put some opinions in here, some thoughts on the trends, but really like looking at the numbers. I'm not one of those agents that will always say, oh, it's a great time to buy, it's a great time to sell. You've got to do it when it fits into your lifestyle. But I want you to know what you're getting into. We like to use this information to help walk our clients through the process. We'd love to use it to help you walk through the process. We'd love for you to be one of our clients. Again, we try to bring information that is relevant to this market. And really, even though we've been in a pretty steady market, which is good because markets love for things to be steady. We've been in a steady market, but we keep trying to bring you this information. But what it boils down to right now is sellers, you have competition. Buyers, you have choices. Okay? So if you have been thinking about buying, let's talk. there's options for you. If you're thinking about selling, let's talk, because there's options for you too. Homes are selling. They're not selling at COVID rates. Buyers, the competition's not out there like COVID rates. We all still kind of have that in our head, and it's so weird because we're, from a real estate standpoint, we are over 3 years past that COVID market, but sometimes people just can't get that out of their head. So would love to help you with this. Again, I am John Turner. I'm the team lead of the Turner Victory Team. We bring you these stats and these numbers every week and insights on the Rutherford County real estate market. If you have found this useful, please make sure to subscribe. Check us out every week. Please leave a comment on any other information you would like to have. And until next week, we hope you make it a great week, and we will see you next week with this similar information. Thank you.